Hello TSG, it's Dagfari showing his face for the first time. Now, you'll remember in the last month, a thread was posted asking you guys to send in your votes for TSG Game of the Year. TSG Community Game of the Year, that is. Now, 15 people, you're awesome, sent in a list. And this video will show the top 10 games of 2011 according to you guys. So sit in, strap in, and have some fun.
Mortal Kombat came out in April, going back to its bloody origins of Mortal Kombat 1, 2 and MK3. The start of the game features Raiden about to be killed by Shao Kahn. Just before he delivers the final blow, Raiden sends a mental message to his earlier self, rewinding the camera back to Mortal Kombat 1. The original Raiden gets the message and experiences a premonition. The game respans the first three games, retelling the story with an enlightened Raiden, changing the entire course of events that you may have seen. However, most things that happened before did happen again, with Liu Kang winning, guys turning into cybernetic ninjas, and more or less a completely different version of events that happened in the previous games, setting up the franchise for a massive reboot. Time will only tell if we'll see any more from Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm Studios. Ghost Trick Found Detective, to give it its full name, came out over North Shores in January of 2011. Created by the same man who created Ace Attorney, the players controlled Sissel, a ghost who has special abilities called Ghost Tricks. As a spirit, Sissel can switch between the land of the living, where time runs its usual course, and a ghost world, where time stands still. Players had to help Sissel save dead people and try and alter their fates by manipulating inanimate objects. He has 4 minutes to do so, resulting in some pretty hand-tight gameplay. It's a fantastic game, a good laugh, but come on Capcom, where's Mega Man Legends 3? You knew it was going to show up at some point, but sitting alongside 8th with Ghost Trick is Super Mario 3D Land, which came out back in November. What else can I say about it? It's a 3D Mario, it plays as a 2D Mario game. It is Mario at its best, with several power-ups, as well as some new ones, as well as the Boomerang Flower, the Propeller Box, as well as a welcome return of Tanuki Mario, and the Statue Leaf as well. Luigi also makes a lovely return after you beat the game, but at the end of the day, while Mario's offering was pretty good, it was found rather easy by some players. Don't worry Mario, we still love you, just make a longer game next time, please. Thank you. Saying at number 7 is indeed Dark Souls, a game that gives the player nothing, especially no plot and no mercy. Well, it's not fair to say it's got no plot, it's a minimalistic plot. The events and their significance are pretty much left to player interpretation rather than fully shown or explained. Much of the story lore is given to the player through dialogue from characters within the world. The main focus of this is its difficulty. But for some reason, people seem to like getting smashed and losing all their progress. Not a game for me, but I can see it's well made and has its appeal. Not really going to play it though. Jesus, I have some dignity. That's right, a game no one saw coming. Portal 2, the sequel to a development test, was kind of feared at first, but the black humour and the solarity of the gameplay, as well as multiplayer, proved that Valve were still capable of making a good game. Well, unless you ask them to make Half-Life 3. Yeah, well, it's not like we're going to see that. Another game for some, which was an inevitable addition to this list, was The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, which came out to us in June. The gameplay for the remake is very similar to the original version, albeit with some modifications made to the game, mostly to bring in the touchscreen and the gyroscope. The touchscreen was used to switch out item boots and tunics, as well as play the ocarina, with gyroscope being used for the boomerang, slingshot, as well as just looking around. Well, unless you use the analog stick, but come on, it's new technology, you'd love to use it. It's a series of games that made superhero games, well, less of a laughing stock. It's Arkham City. It storms in at number 4, with Batman floating around, swinging around, and pretty much kicking butt. The Riddler challenges are back, so many more villains, including the Penguin, making his game debut in here. And if you are lucky enough to get the code, you could also play as Catwoman, her own heist-focused storyline at specific points in the game that runs parallel alongside Batman's quest to discover what Hugo Strange's plot is for Arkham City and Gotham as a whole. Taking the title of TSG Community Game Handheld Game of the Year is Pokemon Black and White, sitting in at 3rd. Seen as a necessary refresher of the game forced the players not to catch whole new Pokemon with no Zubats or Geodudes in sight for once. You travel to Nova, which was based on New York City, in a bid to stop Team, what's-his-face? I don't know, they all blend in together now. But the basic storyline is still the same. Get 8 badges, beat the Elite Four, beat the big bad team, go home a hero, inexplicably still under drinking age. Pokemon games weird me out at times. Bringing to us the most overused meme of 2011, it's Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Or just Skyrim to you, me, and pretty much everyone on the planet except for Bethesda's lawyers. You play as Dovahkiin, or the Dragonborn, who travels the land of Skyrim in a bid to defeat the dragon menace that's circling the new lands, as well as political vacuum of power now available after one of the kings was killed. No matter what happens, if one side wins or the other, is down to you. Hell, even the bad guys can win. And it also gave us one of the best shouts in history of gaming. Fusro da, mother Pepsis. Fusro da indeed. Sorry, couldn't resist. Yes, that's right, the official TheSpeedGamers Community Game of the Year 2011 is of course The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, released for the 25th anniversary of the first Legend of Zelda game. You play as, of course, Link, or if you're a bit childish, something a bit rude that I can't really say due to our rating. Yay. This game is actually a prequel to game number 5 in our list, Ocarina of Time, and it elaborates on the origins of the Master Sword in Ganondorf. Not much more I can say about it. Is the typical Zelda game, but they've done it well with motion controls for the sword actually responding to where you go. It's a fun little game, and it's the earliest in Zelda continuity, which is pretty cool. I haven't played it yet, I'll admit, but from what I've seen, it's a fun game. And, of course, our official number 1. Oh, as official as you take this list seriously, of course.